Another way to boost productivity is by implementing the Scrum method of project management, which we spoke about earlier. Scrum was developed by Jeff Sutherland, who is a senior consultant at some of the largest venture capital funds in North America. Jeff is hired to implement his project management methods to get projects complete ahead of schedule and under budget for software companies in the VC's portfolios he's advising. So what exactly is Scrum? Scrum is a framework for agile project management that is designed to help teams develop and deliver high-quality products in a more efficient and flexible way. The term Scrum comes from the sport rugby, where players work together to move the ball forward as a team. The core idea behind Scrum is to break down complex projects into smaller, more manageable tasks that can be completed in short sprints. This allows teams to focus on delivering results incrementally rather than trying to complete entire projects all at once. It becomes inefficient for us to start projects or tasks that we don't end up completing. If we don't finish, we are creating half-done tasks that become an inefficient use of our time. Most of the work in Scrum is done over sprints, which can be a 1 to 2 week period where you work to get things done, and the goal by the end of the period is that you have finished the task to the point where an internal or external person can look at it and either use it or give feedback in a working state. I know what you're thinking. Jay, I'm in sales. I'm not building products. How does this apply to me? Well, the concepts apply a lot. For example, how many times do you start working on something only to get distracted by something else? You're typing an email and then you get a chat, so you stop composing the email and reply to the chat, only to realize the chat, like most chats, is asking for a request for you to do something that you now have to put your attention towards. As you start completing that task, you receive a phone call and another request comes your way. And so you start working on that. Now, it might seem like you're being productive by jumping around, but productivity should be measured by how many final products you're able to create, not how many half-worked tasks you have on your to-do list. In this example, you know you have to go back to half-written email to complete it and remember to action the request you got chatted before the call and effectively wasted time due to the fact that you didn't protect your time and jumped around from task to task without ever finishing one of them. This is a small example, but let's pull out another way we can prioritize to get more things done in less time. For myself, at the beginning of each week, I put large action items on my Scrum board. Yes, physically board with sticky notes. I map out all the small tasks I need to do and tackle them one by one in an undistracted manner. It might be to do my expense reports, build a proposal, outbound to 100 prospects, watch videos on a product, do a mock call with this manager, and many other things. All these sticky notes go on one side of my board I call not done. On the not done side of the board, I have a vertical number system of 1 to 10. 1 being the most impactful task for me to have a successful week, and 10 being a low priority task. This visually helps me focus on which activities will move the needle most in my book of business and not get caught up in the monotonous tasks. Once the task is completed or done, you can move it over to the done side of your board and get the satisfaction that the task is in a complete state and you don't need to think about it, and you can free up your mental space for you to complete your next tasks. Some pitfalls I see with sales reps and why I love the system is it makes you think critically about what will actually move the needle with outcome-based activities. While it might feel good to be an email warrior checking your email 24/7, will that actually lead to your success as a sales rep? Probably not. There are bigger tasks you can complete on a weekly basis that will pay dividends to your career. When Jeff goes into companies, he typically finds 85% of effort is wasted. Only 1/6 of any work that is done produces something of value. And the Toyota manufacturing line takes it one step further by saying waste is a crime against society more than a business loss. An exercise to display the importance of single tasking can be done very quickly. The task is to write down the numbers 1 through 10, the Roman numerals 1 through 10, and the letters A through L, all next to each other in columns. The first time you do it, write the number, then the Roman numeral, and then the letter all next to each other before going down to the next line. Example 1, Roman numeral 1, and then A. And then 2, Roman numeral 2, B, and so on, until you get to the bottom at 10. You're gonna go row by row each time, doing all the different variables. This might take 40 to 50 seconds. Now, this next time, and pause if you need to for these exercises, instead of doing everything by rows, do it by columns. So first you will write numbers 1 through 10 vertically. Once done, write the Roman numerals 1 through 10 vertically, and then A through L vertically. The result? About 20 seconds. That's about half the time. Simply by focusing on one task at a time instead of jumping around, you can half the amount of time it will take to complete a task. The concept that people don't realize is the same work is getting done, but in one scenario it takes longer, and the other scenario it takes shorter. Take this example and put it at scale for two identical Fortune 500 companies. The companies pay their employees the exact same wages and have the same exact project initiatives, but one company is completing their work in half the time. So what does it mean for the company that's taking longer to complete? It represents waste, complete waste. Not a dollar saved and actually more spent because they couldn't focus their attention to get things done like the other company that is focused did. The projects they are both working on are identical. And when you think about it, it is a waste of our time as a human if we do not optimize the time we are given. The extra time is working for no purpose. However, the time the efficient company has saved can now be reallocated into new projects and new initiatives to grow even more. This isn't the best example, but I hope you get the point and you can put yourself in a position where you're not prolonging projects and wasting time just for the sake of it. When you're interrupted or have to switch quickly to another project, the fully built mental architecture that you built for that project completely collapses. The biggest mistake, no matter what someone tells you, is trying to do 5 things at once. Doing half of something is essentially doing nothing. I was extremely guilty of this my first year of sales, seeing colleagues multitasking, thinking they were being productive, when in reality, they weren't getting things done and they were extremely stressed out. Don't fall into peer pressure and control your time better than anyone else on your sales floor. Because my guess is that if you are watching this, you want to be a leader, not a follower. Scrum will teach you more than this, so I highly suggest getting this book if you want to learn more. Scrum requires frequent communication between team members, which can help avoid misunderstanding, miscommunication that can lead to delays or mistakes. By fostering better communication within the sales team and with other departments, teams can improve their overall performance, and sales teams can gain a better understanding of how to work collaboratively, adapt to changing circumstances, and improve efficiency and communication, all of which can help them achieve their sales goals more effectively.